That's it. Live.
You're not gonna say something first?
I said I did. And we're out of here.
Say I'm live.
I never thought you were going to go off.
Say I'm live.
Hey, Embarkation Nation, Bowtie Travelers, welcome in. Welcome in. It's prime time. Bam Manola, thanks for stopping by. Now we can get into talking cruising. Start talking about World America. Bam Manola. Bam Manola, are you telling me I got to stay up to 1 o'clock in the morning to see your new video? Hope everybody's doing okay. Jennifer. Prime time. Krubby, welcome in. Appreciate you guys all stopping in. The prime time got cut a little short. Grandma Udi, how's it going? Long time no see. I haven't been around. I just started coming back. Matter of fact, this is my first live that I've done in a little while. Hope all is well with your Grandma Udi. Rezapper, hey, how's it going? Andrew, that could I don't know. I just look at some of these newer ships, and I just think they're just becoming amazing. So I do want to see that. I am going to start looking into it. I may want. I don't need to book another cruise. I got 3 booked. But I may go ahead and because from the price, from what I saw, very reasonable. It was maybe $500 per person. No, let me scratch that. Yeah, no, it's about $500 for interior room. It's $500 a person. But then they have the one with the internet package and also the drink package. All my cruises, I've never bought the drink package, but I think on MSC I might do the drink package. We'll see. I am going to do that shortly. I have not done the match yet. I don't think. I looked at it. I looked at it, but I don't think I followed through and did it. And when I looked at it, this is a couple of years ago, probably. And I think I was platinum at the time. So now I'm gonna go and try to do it being diamond and see, what perks. I think it's 1 step down. I don't know their levels, but I think it's 1 step down. So I think I am going to take a look at that. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. Just there seems to be quite a few of us that want to go on that cruise ship. So I think that would be fun. It has been a while since I've done a live. It's strange up here talking and can't hear anybody. It's strange. I mean, I went on a couple of panels before, but you had people to talk to. You hear people talking. This is strange again. Got to get used to it. I don't know. Hey, Jennifer, the lines really don't. when I'm on vacation, the lines really don't bother me. I don't want to stand in line for 3 hours, but if you told me that it was a 45-minute wait, I'd be fine with that. If it said, "Hey, show up at 11 o'clock," and it was a 45-minute wait, I'd be fine with that. When I was in Australia, see, they were in line 3 and 4 hours. I don't want to stand in line 3 or 4 hours to get on any cruise ship. So, yep. What else? What else? Still looking at my deals, trying to find a good deal. I'm this close to booking the Venetia. It's for February. Again, I really don't want to go to New York in the wintertime. Just the air travel in the wintertime, you got the snow. And I mean, it's just, I dread traveling to New York in the wintertime. Jamie, hey, bestie, welcome in. I dread catching a flight to New York, even though it's not that far. And again, Jennifer, I'm talking with me without kids. I'm trying to think how my kids. I'm trying to, and I really don't remember when they were small. I don't remember having to wait in long lines and things like that. So I just don't remember it. I'm not saying that we didn't have a problem. Then as they got older, they could take care of themselves. Meet them on the ship. Donis, welcome in. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Hold on, give me 1 second. Oops, where am I at here? I'm just setting up something real quick. Give me 1 minute. I mean, I guess I can't keep talking because it's not that difficult to work and talk. But I am looking forward to getting out there and doing a cruise on another cruise line. And the more I talk about it, the more I think about it, it's like I can't wait. Yeah, see, at Northeast, I mean, and you're right off the Atlantic Ocean, and I mean, you just never know. You just never know. So that means I'd have to go like a day or two early. And I mean, you have to keep track of the weather, but having to go a day or two early. NCL and MSC, I am. I picture, from what I'm hearing, I picture like MSC being somewhat carnival-like, not as stuffy, shall we say, as Royal Caribbean or Norwegian. A little more of a party ship, a little more down to earth, good prices. But some of their ships, I mean, they look fantastic. But again, I felt robbed. When I did the Luminosa compared to that Venetia, I felt robbed because it's like the Venetia looks like a different ship. It had an Italian flair to it. Oh, Jamie, I hope you feel better. I was sick too. I was sick mentally. I needed a break from YouTube streets. the craziness. Yeah, because again, I mean, I don't mind older ships. I don't mind older ships. But they did the hype of the Italian theme and all this other stuff, and I got on there. It's like, well, not really a whole lot there. But when I looked at the Venezia, it's like, no, I can understand that the gondola in the dining room. I mean, I could see the theme in there. They said it's a Venice class ship, but I swear the layout was exactly like a Vista class ship. I'm gonna take another look at it, but I am going to see. Hold on. Does this save your banners? Oh, yep, it does. Anybody who's new in here, if you type hashtag strong, it'll drop your link so other people can connect with you. Feel free to do that. We'll go back to the comments. I just came on. Yeah, we left the last prime time, and I felt like we got shortchanged. But at least it was because of family. That was good to see. Somebody had family. Thank you, Grandma Udi. This is a wrestling, and you may not know it, but it's a wrestling shirt. There was a lady, Bianca Belair, who's a professional wrestler, and she's an EST, the strongest, the toughest, the roughest, the quickest, and that's what the shirt is from. I like wrestling a little bit. I haven't watched it in a little while, but I like it. I was shocked. I was shocked. Shocked, I say. Oh my goodness. It's been a good night. It's been a good night. A drive-by. But yeah, so again, like I said, as far as cruising, I may be tired of YouTube, but I'm not tired of cruising. Bamanola, somebody showed me how to do it. I'm sorry. They sent me a link and told me where to put the link at in Nightbot. It wasn't very hard. We could try to set it up, and you can play with it and learn more from somebody else how to do different commands. Oh, Jennifer says Jeremy from JNS Adventures has a great video on how to set it up. So he might be the guy to go to and find out. Yeah, he might be the guy. I barely got mine set up. Oh, Jennifer said they watched this video and followed along for hours. Yeah, I mean, again, it's not. It's just knowing the command to put in and where to put it at. There's a lot more to do to it. I mean, there's a lot that you can do with it, but again, I just did the very basic as far as able to drop a link, and that's so that my moderators are in here. Mostly is watching for trolls or anything like that. They have different settings, Grandma Udi, where they watch for certain words, so people can't drop certain words. You can put words that you don't want dropped in your link. If you don't want people using a lot of emojis, you can set that up like that. I mean, there's a ton of different things that you can do. I try not to because I don't have that problem a lot of time. So I don't go overboard with that. Yeah. I don't necessarily feel more creative. I rethought a lot of things, Andrew, as far as videos go, um, and I'm torn. I'm torn because I've noticed you can spend a lot of time, like, editing your video and doing certain things, but that doesn't really seem to improve the retention rate or the views for me. So what I would like to do, it seems like people like more personality. You know how you guys, sit there and talk to the camera on the video. I'll talk to the camera like doing a live. I'll sit there and talk to the camera and things like that. Hey, Rooted in Essential Oils, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. So I as far as my videos, I always thought, me doing my videos, that people would want to see what I'm looking at. So if I'm in a location, I always thought people, hey, here's the beach, here's the water, here's the trees, here's this, here's that. They didn't want to see my face. Why would you want to look at my face and have me talking about whatever? With that being said, when I watch other videos and videos that have a lot of hits and a lot of views and a lot of this, a lot of that, I don't know about the retention because you can't tell the retention from being outside. So I can't tell how well they're retaining the retention rate, at least. But it seems like they get more views with the interaction. Me talking about, here's a burger, and here taking a burger, biting the burger, and telling you how I feel about it and the ship, and more of me and less of my surroundings, which I thought was just the opposite of things. FR Humphrey, what up? How's it going? Appreciate you, Felicia, for stopping in. So, again, I still want to do, and I want to keep my videos between like 8 minutes and 15 minutes long. 8 minutes and 15 minutes. 8 minutes is for YouTube. When you get monetized, 8 minutes for them to put a commercial in your video and midway point, it has to be 8 minutes long. I know you guys might hate that, but for people to get revenue off of videos, yeah, I like it. So it has to be 8 minutes long to do that. And I think 15 minutes is probably, it's very rare that people watch more than like 15 minutes of a video. So I want to try to keep it in that spot. I do, Jennifer. I mean, I agree, and that's why I kind of just taking a step back as far as I look at like some of the editing and some of the things that I try to do, and it's like it doesn't increase my viewership. Granted, I haven't been out there like I should be, networking, visiting places, doing things. So a lot of it has to do with me personally, which I need to get out there and do more. And again, I'm still not in the mood to do that yet. Hopefully I can, I'll get back into that mood. And still, I still want to put out a quality video. And that's why I was asking earlier, as far as I was on somebody's panel. Destination Fun in the morning, maybe, whatever it was. As far as a microphone, I have a microphone. I have an external microphone for my DJI camera, but I can't connect it to my phone or to my laptop. And I want to do that because it sounds, the sound quality is better. But I don't know if people really care about the sound quality. When I look at some of these videos that got 5,000, 10,000 views and stuff like that, and I look at the video quality, I don't necessarily see it. I do see some people with very good cameras. The picture quality is better, not a lot better, but better. The color saturation and things like that, and I can see getting a better camera and working with doing that. But a lot, as far as spending a lot of time editing and all this other stuff, I don't know how much it actually pays off. Starting to ramble. Some things never change. We started going shorter, but we had people say that they were too short. It's definitely interesting. I mean, again, I don't know what I don't know. I don't know. I've done longer videos. I've done 28 minute videos, and the video retention wasn't very good. I mean, you're looking at people watching 10 minutes worth of the video. So here you did a 28 minute video. They're watching 10 minutes of it, maybe. Rooted in essential oils. Yes, I try to keep my videos 20 minutes or less. But when I go live, I go longer. But I'm new to YouTube and been doing this. Only been doing this since April of this year. Well, good for you, Rooted. I wish I would have. When I first started, I started back in March 18th of 22. And I didn't do any lives. I didn't even want to show my face. Even in my videos, if you look at my earlier videos, I didn't even want to show my face. I didn't want to use my voice. I wanted to capture whatever I was doing around me without showing anything. Then I started talking a little bit more. Started doing voiceovers, and then started showing my face. And you got to meet more people that way. But as far as like watch hours, the best thing that I ever did was like starting doing lives. And at one point, I was really trying to hustle for hours. So I was staying on for 2 hours, 3 hours. I was doing it 2 or 3 times a day, hustling for hours. Normally, I try to keep it like maybe to an hour as far as my my live streams now. If you have good conversation going, and of course, it can always go over. But yeah, I mean, again, it is what it is. I can edit a short and take an hour doing it. Hardly any views. I don't edit my videos. I don't really edit my shorts. A lot of times when I go out and take videos now, I consciously do like 15-second clips, 20-second clips, maybe a 30-second clip, just so I can make a short out of that clip. So I don't do a lot of editing. I don't run too many clips that are too long, unless it's like the sail away party on a cruise ship or something that's going on, and then I will I would run it longer. But normally I try not to. If I'm videotaping a show like on a cruise ship, I would run it longer. But normally if you look at my clips, most of my clips are like 15 seconds to 30 seconds long, and that's so that I can make it a easy short. Grandma Udi, Jennifer, from my experience, the longest video, more easier to get recommendation from algorithm. See, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen where my longer videos created more traffic. Rooted in essential oils. Thank you. Betty will appreciate that. She's a great channel. She's like a life channel and a lot of discussions. She goes on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And to me, I like her channel. And Dust Station Fun, I like her channel was her and her boyfriend's channel. And then Embarkation Nation, Jennifer from Embarkation Nation. Their YouTube channel is Embarkation Nation, so that's a good channel to get to know also. But every channel in here is a good channel. That's the one thing I do like, because I like dealing with the people that deal with me, and most of them are very good people. Hey, Kaz, welcome in. I am doing okay. Yeah, Felicia, I haven't stopped editing, but again, I'm rethinking the editing. I'm rethinking the editing. It takes, again, it just little things. You know how you put up like a little banner that says subscribe and you hit the bell button? Doing editing, you have to go in there and add the sound to it. If you want to hear the little bell sound, ding, when you hit the button, and then you have to line it up just right. And it's a lot of work. Yeah, there's a lot of channels and a lot of different ways to do the channel. And Denny Gymnastics, welcome in. Thanks for coming in. So yeah, I mean, again, it all depends on what you want to get out of it. You want to grow. I try to stay more on topic as far as like cruising, because I love talking about cruising. I don't know, me talking about cruising, I can only really talk about like Carnival cruises. So sometimes I can get repetitive as far as my information as far as Carnival cruises go. But that's why I like, having other people talking about the Royal Caribbean cruises and the NCL cruises and the European cruises and the Alaskan cruises and all these other cruises, because I love the idea of cruising. I love the idea of travel. Grandma Udi, yeah, the DJI Osmo. I do like that camera, Grandma Udi. The colors are a little off. They're not as sharp as some cameras, but for the ease of use, to me, that's just it's a great camera to have. And matter of fact, it's right here. I just charged it up, and tomorrow I think I'm going to a football game. I don't know, a lot of people are not into sports in here, but they have the Michigan Panthers, USFL. It's a football league, and the Panthers are in it. And if they win tomorrow, they go to the playoffs. So I'm gonna try to make it to that game tomorrow, and I'm gonna take my camera with me and get some footage. Make a video out of it. Oh, that's nice, Grandma Udi. I like it. If you just want to do some videos and simple, the zoom isn't that good on it. So even like going to Alaska, it wasn't necessarily the best camera for Alaska, because you couldn't zoom in as close as a lot of other cameras would. But again, just as far as filming, especially like around the ship. Again, one of my pet peeves is just when pictures aren't stable. If they shake around too much, it makes me nauseous. And I can't look at it long. I have to wind up turning away. Even video games, I can't play some video games I can't play too long because of all the sudden movement. So when people move around and they're walking and the camera is bouncing, it upsets me. Or like even I do it. I have a bad habit of I spin too fast. With the DJI Osmo Pocket 2, it slows the spin down. So even if I turn my hand fast, it won't turn that fast. Rooted in essential oils. I watch sports. I'm in Denver, Colorado, and we just yay. See, I would have loved to have been out there. I would have been at the parade getting some footage. The Grandma Udi, the iPhone, it's a good camera. It's a basic camera. I shouldn't say basic camera. There's a lot you can do with it. You have to learn the settings for that camera for the iPhone. But if you want a point and shoot camera, it's a good camera. However, it doesn't stabilize the picture enough for me. These newer cameras, they do have like stabilizers in the software, but I prefer having a gimbal which stabilizes the camera and it makes it less jittery. But again, nobody cares. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have an iPhone though. I have an Android. I have the Samsung Ultra 21. Yeah, I mean, it may not. It depends on how bad the game is. It may not be 30 minutes for me. It may not be 30 minutes for me. Rooted in essential oils, but I do like the games. Now I can play the sports games like Madden football. Now I can play that. It doesn't bother me at all. But it's like the shooting games, and I don't move fast enough. What does the gimbal look like? Let me see if I can show it to you on here. This is my camera right here. Whoops, hold on right there. And when I cut it on, whoops, hold on. If you can see the head of the camera, okay. Normally, like if my hand right now, even though I'm moving, it's keeping a steady plane. So even if I move my hand to the side, it tries to keep a steady plane. So it's not as jerky as if you had just a regular phone. Let me see something real quick. Like right now, if you see my wrist, if I turn my wrist, see how the head won't turn as fast as my hand, so it slows down the rotation, so it doesn't look as bad. So when I'm turning, I can speed that up if I want to. So if I'm doing a sporting event, if I'm doing a sporting event and I have to move it fast where it has to follow the ball or something like that, I have to speed that turn up. But if I'm like at a pier or a beach or something like that, and I want to pan over to see something, and when I turn my wrist, it slowly moves that. And what happens is, let me see. I'm trying to get this in here. To do this, I really need to connect it to my phone, but I can have it where it would lock in on my face, and it would track my face. So no matter where I turn this, it would track my face. And right now, it's not letting me do that. So, but trust me, you can do it, and it just keeps it steady. And to me it makes it smoother. It's not totally smooth, but it's smoother. It's like if you went to a movie theater and watching the movie and how they keep things smooth. Well, they have gimbals. That's the 3-axis gimbal, up and down, left, right, and the horizon. I mean, it keeps it steady. Yeah, it is. It was 3 something, and I think that's the Pocket 2. I think Pocket 3 is coming out towards the end of this year. So I would wait till the Pocket 3 comes out. Hopefully they can improve the camera a little bit and maybe the zoom. And I mean, again, I mean, again, you know, a camera is only as good. A camera is only as good as what you get a picture of. In other words, if you have a camera that's big and bulky and you can't get to it in time and you don't have it handy, well, it doesn't matter how good the camera is because you can't get the picture because you can't get it out in time, you can't get it set up in time. With this little camera, you know, you hit one button and it sets up. And it's sticking. It sets up. And then if I want to do a if I want to do like I'm taking a picture like this and I want to take a picture of myself that I can get to spin around. Where now I'm doing like the selfie mode, and then I can turn it back around to get whatever I'm getting at. So, I mean, there's just certain things about the camera that I really love. But again, it's just like with everything else. There's a learning curve. There's a learning curve. But like for my cruises, or I mean, it's just traveling in general. It's always in my pocket. The only thing is, you know, you've probably heard of GoPros, little smaller cameras. Good night, Kaz. I appreciate you stopping by. You're in the UK, so I understand. The GoPro is I don't think the picture is as steady, but it's more durable. So if I had a you know, I want to take a picture of me on a bike riding or something like that, or want to go underwater. My camera wouldn't do that, but a GoPro would. Yeah, yes. The microphone. I like they have there's a few microphones on the camera itself, which they don't do a bad job. But like for like outside, they have this wireless mic right here that you can use with that. The problem with this mic is it won't it'll connect to the camera. It won't connect to my PC or to my phone. So I need another microphone. But you have the little windsock up here to help cut down on the wind noise, and it's a higher quality. To me, it's a higher quality sound. But again, I don't use that much because a lot of times I'll grab my camera and I don't have time to set it up because I'm trying to get whatever the shot is, whatever the picture is. I'm trying to get a picture of it. But that's why again. Thank you, Rooted in Essential Oils. Jamie, she's my bestie. She's one of the most supportive people out there. But as I said, everybody here, Grandma Udi in Indonesia. I mean, they're very supportive people here. I've seen you around, Rooted. I believe I want to say it was Betty J. Gathers, but maybe that wasn't it. Maybe that was somebody else. I don't remember exactly. It seemed like I've seen your name before. I just don't remember which channel. And here lately, for the last month or so, I just have not. I have not really been into the YouTube spirit as far as networking and going to visit people like I should be visiting people. Which I'm going to try to start doing it again. Destination Fun. Oh, you try to support everybody? Okay. Oh, okay. He was in your live. I know I saw him. I wasn't sure where. Grandma Odie, and it is. It's usually it's good enough. My thing is, I do a lot of voiceovers, and I do a lot of videotaping where there's a lot of wind noise, and the microphone on those cameras it picks it all up, and that's what I'm trying to get away from. But for the average person, if you're not in a real windy area, you don't need it. You don't need it, and that it's just a personal preference. And I don't rooted in essential oils. I don't do mornings. I'm not a big morning person, so very rarely do I get the chance to see some of those shows. I do stop in, and then if I'm turning over in bed, I'll cut it on, but I'm on my phone, so I don't say anything because I don't feel like trying to, talk to people and tag people while I'm, on my phone. But those are some good channels also. The Mustard Drill, and again, it's probably because I love cruising. So Eddie, how did I forget about Eddie? Probably because I love cruising. I just love hearing about cruising. So it interests me. Maybe it might not interest everybody, but it interests me. Some channels they go on about a lot of different things, and for me, it's like my face lights up when I start talking about cruising. Especially when you get around like-minded people, not negative, positive, talking about their cruising experiences. When people tell me that cruising is better, cruising is better than a day on a cruise is better than any day at work or anything like that. See, I understand that, because even if something didn't go right on the cruise, it's still better than regular life, shall we say. But that doesn't mean you have to like everything that happened on the cruise. I'm gonna start looking into. There's so many things I want to do, but I would use it. I would use it with YouTube, but just for a personal use. I would have loved. I should have had a better camera for Alaska, and I want to do like Norway. I want to do an Antarctica cruise, a Mediterranean cruise, a Nile River cruise. I want to have a nice camera. Doesn't have to be the most expensive camera, but one that take better pictures. Oh, nice. Yeah, you on a House of X cruise. I thought about that. I probably saw your picture someplace, because I was watching that, and Evolving with Etta was on there. I thought about maybe March, but I have a cruise in April, so I don't know if I'm gonna make the March one. But I would love to go on a cruise with them. Yeah, I know House of X. I know who they are. Leo and Winston. So yeah, nope, that would be a good cruise. Because again, I like cruising with people, especially people that you know. I never met them, but I've seen their channels, and I see the energy that they have on the cruise. So I know they would be having fun. I know you get together, go to the nightclub, and you would have a lot of fun. Cruising is fun anytime. Cheryl and Jeremy, I have not had the pleasure to meet them yet, but it's coming up. I think we're going to be on a booze cruise together, October 29th. Together we travel. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. It's coming, Destination Fun. One of these days, I would say it's going to be outside of a Carnival cruise, but we'll find a cruise that we can all get together. And since I'm probably more flexible than most people, that we'll have to decide on. Maybe we all agree like on a cruise one day, one summer or something like that, and travel. And I may have to meet up with you guys. Even Tampa, isn't Eddie's Cruise, the booze cruise is in, that's out of Tampa, isn't it? Or, yeah, Tampa Paradise. Even if we don't cruise together, maybe we can all get together and, grab a bite to eat or grab a drink somewhere in Tampa. I love the Tampa and Clearwater area. I mean, there's just so many places to go, so many things to do. Yeah, next October. It would be fun. See, I'm not, again, I like group cruises, but I don't I don't do everything with a group. I don't want to, I don't want to every dinner we go to. I don't think I'd be at every dinner we go to. I won't go to every, if we all want to go to a comedy show, I'm not going to go every comedy show with everybody. I like to venture off, by myself sometimes and do my own thing. But I do want, have a meet and greet and go to dinner or, go to, Mr. Sancho's or something like that. Rooted in essential oils. I am in Michigan. I live just outside Detroit. Detroit? I know I look at some of like some of these group cruises, and it's like every time they turn the camera on, it's like the same people in the same video. I mean, it's like they just did everything together, which if you're good friends, that makes sense. I'm not that sociable. I'm sociable to an extent, but nah. I like to get out there and just do my own thing and meet up, have a little bit of fun, and then keep it moving. Maybe that's why my channel's not growing. Hey Z. I heard the 9 group cruise I am on has like 150 people on it. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. So, I mean, again, there's not that many people that I want to meet. Again, I meet everybody. I talk to everybody and things like that. But there's only certain people. There's only certain people that I want to sit down and actually talk and have a drink with and spend some time with. And 150 people, that's just a lot of people. I saw that vloggers cruise on the Breakaway, and it really, to me, it looked like a mess. It looked like a mess. And again, maybe I'm, hey Trish, thanks for stopping in. maybe it's me. But again, I don't care who the vlogger is. I'm not waiting in line to meet him. I'm just not. I can't do that. We pass by and we speak. We're someplace. Hey, how's it going? Blah 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 blah. I'm not waiting an hour in line to meet a vlogger. Nothing personal, vloggers. I appreciate you guys. I'm not going. Every time I see that vlogger, I'm not throwing a camera in their face. I just, that's just not me. I don't. That's just me. I don't know. Even though it would be nice to meet them, and even, just talking to them and maybe picking their brains a little bit. But again, to me, it's like they're on vacation. Again, I mean, if it's their cruise, I guess. I mean, they're getting some benefit out of it, but they're on vacation. I'm not coming. They're eating dinner. I'm not gonna go up there. Hey, how's it going? They're eating dinner. So again, I'm not. I don't want to say a groupie, but I'm not. I don't do that. I just don't. I don't know if anybody. Maybe Prince. No, I wouldn't even bother Prince. If I saw him, I would have said, "Hey, there's Prince," but I wouldn't have bothered the person. I mean, I've met some, famous people, so to speak, before, not vloggers, but other people. But again, you chit chat. They're just like everybody else. And again, but from what I saw from the vloggers cruise, it was like everything they did. It's like this group, and it's like the same people, and it's like everybody yelling and screaming into everybody's video and stuff like that. I just didn't like it. But now, if you could put me on there with, Andrew and Jennifer and Sherry, now you're talking. Now we're sitting down and having a drink, laughing and talking about the YouTube streets. Now we're talking about something that I want to do. And that's what, when I went on the celebration and met up with the Huddles. I had fun with the Huddles, and we chit chat. We live not too far apart, and we chit chatted, and but we were talking about other things other than like YouTube. We were talking about like life in general, and it was a good time watching Eddie almost get into a fight and stuff like that. It's long story. But I'm an easygoing person. Easygoing. Man, I tell you, Jennifer and Andrew. I mean, we could have some stories. I think I would be laughing the entire trip. That would just be funny. I think their minds, they kind of think like me. I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but the same kind of sense of humor. It'll be coming up. It'll be coming up soon. But see, you're not boring. You're just regular people. You're not boring, especially if you get it going. And I can imagine once those rum punches start flowing, I could imagine how good that would be, that night would be. And it would have nothing to do with. I mean, it might have something to do with YouTube, but really, it would have nothing to do with YouTube. It's just stories being told. And to me, I mean, I like travel. I love, and somebody else, I think, Rooted in Essential Oil said it. They love traveling too. I love traveling. I love going to new places that I haven't been before. I love the uncomfortable feeling that you get when you go someplace and you don't know where you're going. And to me, that's exciting. Going to the Caribbean islands doesn't really excite me. Going to Mr. Sancho's, going to Grand Turks Beach, going to Margaritaville. That really doesn't excite me. I do it. I have fun. That doesn't excite me. But going someplace and going off the beaten path, that excites me, and I love seeing that type of thing. That's why you go to a lot of these other places, especially on this cruise I did. You went to some of these countries where they had these hop on and hop off buses, and you go to certain places. I think London there's a few places that have hop on and hop off buses, where you get on a bus, you hop off, you're in the middle of town, and hey, Life of Marlene, you're in the middle of town, you're just with the locals, and you're sitting there, you're going to get some local food, you're sitting talking and laughing, joking with people, and that's what I enjoy. You start talking, they know exactly where you're from, the states. You start talking. Don't be silly about it. Don't be. they're really not your friends. So, but again, that's what I like. And how many times I've been places and walking down places I probably shouldn't have gone. But it's fun. Where do I want to travel? Good question. I want to go. Okay. I want to do an Antarctica cruise, but I might wind up doing a Norway cruise first. But an Antarctica cruise, I would love to do one of those exploration cruises where you actually get off and go to get on land or ice. I would love to do those, but those are so expensive that I don't think I don't think that would ever happen. A Nile River cruise. I want to cruise the Nile. And then you're probably looking at a Mediterranean cruise. Probably a Mediterranean cruise. I would love to do a Mediterranean cruise. I would also love to fly back to the French Polynesian Islands. To me, that was like the most beautiful place on earth. Moorea was one of the most beautiful places on earth. A little small place, the people were just as friendly as they wanted to be. I would love to go there and just spend like a week there and just be laid up, in a little bungalow over the water. I would love it. And I think Together We Travel, I think they had a bungalow. I want to say it was Moorea. And I went by it, and it looked like a really nice place. And I could spend some time there. Blaine, Raylia Creative Travel. Thanks for coming in, Blaine. We'd love to do a cruise in Europe or cruise the rivers in Germany. Yes. Yes. All that, places I haven't been before, and go to towns that aren't just cruise ports. I don't go to a town where their whole economic base is on cruising industry. I want to go someplace where, if I go to Germany, I got to go to a bar in Germany, someplace off the beaten path, and drink with the locals. It may end poorly, but again, that's kind of things I want to do. The 31 day, yes. Can you imagine going to Hiroshima? Yes. They go to Guam. Can you imagine doing that, Jennifer? I'm sorry. There's like a 31 day cruise that's coming up on the Splendor of the Sea. Yes. So yes, a European cruise, the Mediterranean, Greece, Santorini looks fantastic, and I want to do that. While I have somewhat of my health, because a lot of those places you walk around. When I went to Spain, there's a lot of walking involved. There's a lot of public transportation involved, and they're not ADA accessible. A lot of it, as far as some of the places where you want to go. So you can't have your scooter, you can't have this, can't have that. So while I'm my health is good enough, I want to do that. So I am thinking about that. I have 2 tickets. I can fly 2 confirmed tickets to any place where Delta flies, and I don't know where I want to use the tickets. I did the Australia, so I'm thinking South Africa because I want to be where the most expensive, wherever the most expensive ticket would be. So I'm thinking South Africa. Uh, I've done like Dubai, France, Italy, Spain, China. I haven't spent much time in Europe. I've been like that. Amsterdam. Um, but I would love like to get on the trains and go from a few of the different countries over there. Yeah, Bamanola, he went there when he was a blah, 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 blah. He went to Guam when he was a teenager. I would love it. I would love to see how it is. The Philippines. I would love to go to the Philippines. Thailand. I Felicia and I'm thinking about it. I would love to do. I mean, I look at those some videos, and I would love to do a Nile River cruise, go to Cairo, see the pyramids, uh, and just see um, those sites. Just take you back and go to the Dead Sea. Hey, cruising is fun anytime, Cheryl. Welcome in. You're supposed to go to Japan, but COVID hit. You never know. Blaine, I don't have the patience for like a group cruise, but I would gladly try to set something up. And if anybody wanted to go, I stopped trying to book cruises with people a long time ago, uh, just because I mean just dealing with people and um, it's hard to satisfy people, and people always want to complain, and I just don't have the patience dealing with people. That's probably why I couldn't be a good travel agent. Maybe I need to reach out to Shansta if she's doing Egypt soon. But I do. I just anyway. That's what I have to figure out. I have 2 tickets to fly any place where Delta flies. So I have to decide where I want to go. And I want it to be someplace where I haven't been. And that's why I'm thinking. And Africa, I have Egypt. If I do Egypt, that would be Africa because I want to hit as many continents as I can: North America, South America, Africa, Asia, Australia. Well, if I forget what it's called, it's not even called it like Australia. It's whatever the continent, whatever they call it now. Amsterdam was a lot of fun. I enjoyed Amsterdam, Felicia. But again, a lot of walking involved. That was my thing with Jennifer. When I got the tickets, I got 2 tickets to Paris. That was my thing, and I've had those tickets maybe 6 years, and I have yet to use them. I have yet to use them. You made your first Timu order. I was close to pulling the trigger on it, and I just didn't. I saw some shirts that I wanted to get off of Timu. Hey, Will G, welcome in. I saw some shirts on Timu that I wanted to get, and I didn't do it. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll pull the trigger. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My son's already tried to hit me up for it, and I thought about it, like grabbing a date and going to like Bali or something like that, Bali, and I don't know if I would. I think I would want to do more of an adventure. I think I like going to Africa, maybe doing a safari. Surprise. Oh, is Eddie Will G, is Eddie on? I just popped on here. Z had it live and he had to cut it short, so I just came on just to be coming on. I haven't been doing YouTube for a little bit, and I decided just to come on and say hi. Yeah, and again, I don't know. And again, I'm thinking about it. Oh, Eddie is always live. He hustled. He hustled for those hours. I'll give Eddie credit. He's always live, always on somebody's panel. He's always live. Jennifer, I've done that before. I've taken people like to Amsterdam and things like that, not even really knowing them. For a date. My kids, we flew over to Paris for a Valentine's Day dinner. The first time we went to Paris, we did. I used to work for anybody. I'm not rich. No, I'm not rich. I used to work for the airlines, and we flew over there for dinner. So we flew over there, and we went to dinner. Went to the Eiffel Tower. Walked around. My daughter fell in love with Paris. She started talking about she wanted to move to Paris and couldn't speak a word of French, but she fell in love with Paris. And people always talk about how mean and nasty the French people are. They were very friendly to us and helped us out, and we had a great time. They had a great time. Flew over to Dubai. Dubai was so Americanized that you would think you were someplace in the United States, except that it was the United States on steroids. It's travel. I mean, travel, if you can travel, it's the greatest thing out there, and it changes your perspective on people, and you realize people are just people everywhere you go. People are just people, and you don't, when you go to a country where you don't speak the language, when you come back to the United States, maybe you have more of an understanding of people who can't speak the language here, and you want to help them out. You go on a cruise ship and you got people speaking 2 or 3 different languages, and you're mad because you said something they didn't understand right away, and you get mad at them. You learn to appreciate it. Warmstar used to left off that you worked for them. I like it better that you could just buy international. Yeah. No. My son, we're talking to my son, and I can have a companion. I can have my wife or a companion to fly with me. So I don't, you don't have to fly alone. So it's like I can. So I wasn't married at the time when I started working. So my girlfriend or whatever at the time, and my kids flew for free. So that would be the family. Then no girlfriend. So my son, after you get over a certain age, 24, they have to pay. They get a discounted rate, but they still have to pay. But if I made him my companion, he could fly for free. So he's my companion now. So that's why, you're liable to see us. We're thinking about going to Vegas. We're talking about different places. He wants to fly someplace where he can go get like a lay flat bed. Part of the benefit of this travel is that you fly standby, so there's no guaranteed seat. But if there's a first class seat available, you can get the first class seat. So generally, I can see the flight load, so I can tell if there's first class seats available. So if you ever see me going overseas, like when I went to Australia, I had the lay flat bed and flew first class. I don't know if I could fly coach. Just kidding. Again, and that kind of fueled. First of all, I started cruising, and then I got with the airlines. So it kind of like, all this travel, which is why you ever hear me talk about travel, that's why. I've been traveling, my entire life. I could show you a list of my flights. I've probably, hundreds of flights. I flew from Orlando to Dallas to Vegas to Minneapolis and back to Detroit within 24 hours. And it's a long story why, but again, I was in Orlando and there was a restaurant in Vegas called the Heart Attack Grill, where they cook everything in fat, and it was just a heart attack waiting to happen. Anyway, my son wanted to go there, so we flew out to Vegas. So we go there, and flew to Minneapolis and came home. But anyway, what I did was I took my credit card and bought something like at every airport. And I was waiting for them to flag the credit card, and they never did. Oh, hold on. I'm up here running my mouth. Will G, sitting in Fort Lauderdale, waiting on our flight to Colombia. See, that's what I'm talking about. I always wanted to go to Colombia. That's another spot I would love to go to. A little nervous, but I would love to go there. Will G, safe travels. But anyway, so I used all these airports, and within 24 hours, so Orlando, Dallas, Las Vegas, Minneapolis, and Detroit, and my card never got flagged. I'm like, how could you not flag that card thinking that something was wrong if I'm using a card in all those different places within 24 hours? Never did get flagged. I'm sorry. It did. The next day at home, when I went to the gas station around the corner, they flagged it, and I had to call in. And I was like, are you kidding me? I'm right around the corner from my house now. Now you flag it? Anywho. Colombia is another place I'd like to go. And South America, Rio, Brazil, Rio, again. You would think Spanish and Portuguese would be a little. In Rio, Brazil, they speak Portuguese. They don't speak Spanish, and you would think there would be more crossover between the languages, and it's not. Controversial cruising, Scott. Welcome in, my friend. Will G, okay. Next time you go, I want to go. I need somebody who can speak the language and keep me out of trouble. Yeah, show me around. I would love that. Let me know. Oh man. I love going places, especially when you know somebody who knows the language and knows the area. I go to the Dominican. Well, I haven't gone lately, but I used to go to a lot. And I had a friend who was a pilot for Delta, and he used to go there. And he had a house down there. He speak the language, and it was so much easier getting around with somebody who knows the language than doing it on your own. So yeah. Bama Nola. What do I think of Hawaiian cruises? Um, this year we stopped in Honolulu, but the last year we stopped in Kona, Hilo, Maui, and Honolulu. So we stopped at 4 ports. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Hawaii, but again, I enjoy simple things: beaches, beers, walking around, talking with the locals. So I enjoyed that. Honolulu was I wanted to go to Pearl. Hey, Keisha. Um, Honolulu was like a dream trip because I always wanted to go to Pearl Harbor. So Honolulu, I was able to go to Pearl Harbor. Um, but I think you would enjoy it. It can get expensive, especially if you're not on a cruise. But as far as a Hawaiian cruise, the only problem with cruising to places is you get a taste of what it's like, and it's like a daytime taste. Where was I at? I want to say in Tahiti, and I did a cruise. I did a tour, and it was nighttime, but it was like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. It was time to get back on the ship, but the nightlife was so vibrant, like right off the port area. I would have loved to have spent some time over there in the nightlife. I would have loved it, but again, so in other words, you get a taste of it. You'll get a taste of it, and I think, well, gee, come on now, 29 years. Yes, you should be. You should be able to speak the language by now. Well, it depends on Bamanola. Your son is taking French, and again, years ago, I took French. I took French and Spanish. I probably took more French than I did Spanish. I probably wish I would have taken more Spanish than French now. But again, I didn't think much about it. But uh, French is a popular language. When over in the French Polynesian Islands, it's French, so they spoke French over there. So I mean, certain places would come in handy. Here, we're being so close, like to Mexico and South America and things like that. That Spanish probably would be a better language for us. But yes, yes. It's hard to think of the tragedy that happened there um, in the day. But again, it was something that I always wanted to see, always um, wanted to be a part of, and I got it. I got to admit, it didn't disappoint, and the price was right. I believe it was free. If you wanted to go to the USS Arizona Memorial, you had to pay a little extra, and something else you had to pay extra. But the price, it was cheap. It was cheap, and I did it on my own. I didn't do it with Carnival Cruise Line. Carnival, to get into Pearl Harbor, I want to say it was free. If not free, it was a minute cost. And Carnival was charged like $100 or something. It was like, for what? So I think I caught an Uber there and an Uber back. But that's where, if I go to Germany, if I go to France, and spend time in those places, like go to Normandy and the historical places over there, do the Berlin. I would love to just to go there and just walk around, take pictures. So many things and so little time left. And the great thing about getting, especially like getting older, and even like with my kids being older, when my kids were younger, and taking them on vacation, you always had to stay at an upscale place, most of the time especially when they were smaller. As they got older, it was like, I would do, if I'm going on a cruise, like with my kids, when they were teenagers, I would get if we're going in just for the night, we'll fly in, that night into Florida, stay at a Red Roof Inn, and then catch a Uber to the terminal. So, but again, I understand with families and things like that, you want to spend more money, but the more money you spend, the less you can spend on traveling. And I like traveling. I could see myself backpacking around Europe, because once you get away from the port areas and things like that, you get normal prices, except for London. London was one of the most expensive places I've ever been. My goodness, London was expensive. Anyway, I digress. Hey, Heather, welcome in. Thanks for coming in. Australia. Heather's from Australia. Australia. Don't sleep on Australia. Australia was beautiful. I really enjoyed it, and very easy to get around. With their mass transit, very easy to get around. Oh, Keisha, don't worry about it, Keisha. I appreciate you just stopping in here. I haven't been I haven't been doing much of YouTubing. I took a break for a while, and I'm still not into it. It feels good to be back, doing live. Like right now, I'm enjoying this. So, but again, it's been a while. I did not do the catacombs in Paris. I only spent like a day and a half in Paris. I went there again. We went there for dinner. So I didn't really hit the museums. We got a hotel room around the Eiffel Tower, and did the kind of did that, and walked around, grabbed some dinner and things like that. I think I ate Italian in Paris. Anywho, so I want to go back and spend time in Europe, and go to France, go to Germany, Switzerland. There's a lot of places I just want to go. Heather, come hither with Heather. Yes, the Eastern states have wonderful. Yes, that was. I was surprised. Efficient, clean. I would do it in a heartbeat. I would tell anybody in a heartbeat. I've only been to Sydney, and I've only been to Brisbane, but very easy to get around. There's a lot of YouTubers in here that is on my top 10 favorites. Oh, I hope I'm one of them, Bamanola. And I kind of feel the same way, as far as like certain YouTubers you want to meet, and not because of YouTube, but just because you talk to them, and Keisha seems like she'd be a lot of fun to sit down and have a drink with. Heather. I mean, it's just so many people that you would want to, again, just have a drink. I was so lucky to meet Dolph, Karen, over in Brisbane, and it was just such a pleasant conversation, pleasant time. I mean, it's fun to meet people. It's fun to meet people. And controversial cruising. I was watching one of your videos today. You were in port. You were walking around a port. I mean, I'm trying to think what port it was. Controversial cruising. But I was watching some of your videos today. It's so Will G, so many things to see. It is. I mean, it really is. And I mean, you look at some of these places, and when I went to Spain, I went to Madrid, and going to some of these churches that were built in the 15th and 16th century, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Yep. Again, and I tell people, if you just travel, again, it doesn't have to be first. I mean, everybody wants to go first class, and they want to have the best hotel available. Cut down the hotel prices, and travel with the people. The mass transit, and just see the different museums. The only place I ever had a problem with mass transit was in Beijing. I went over to Beijing, and trying to get around on the subway was like a no-go, because if you go to Paris, the street names or streets, the station stops, they're in French, but you could figure it out. You don't know exactly what it's saying, but if you're looking for La Fleur station, you could read La Fleur. Over in Beijing, they use symbols, and I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure it out. It was a disaster, and I didn't get much help as far as people, as far as speaking English. Even at the hotel, I forget what hotel I stayed at. A very nice hotel, but I mean, nobody really spoke English well. Which again, I'm in Beijing, so that's kind of my fault. It's not on them. It's on me. So it was tough to get around. It was tough to get around. Kal-El, welcome in. But other than that, Italy, I had a problem with a cab driver. I wanted to go to the Colosseum, and he had no clue what I was talking about. And then he said, "Oh, Coliseum." So again, I think I told that story before, but it's like, come on, man, you knew what I was talking about. Now you're just being mean. But I had a good time in Rome, going to the Colosseum. I mean, I've been a lot of places. I've been everywhere, man. I've been there. And I enjoyed every one of those places. I've enjoyed every one of those places. Even when I was in the Dominican and got shook down, or the car I was driving and got shook down by the military. They pulled us over and wanted to check out my passport and things like that, and they wound up getting $5 from, I forget, whatever it was, $5. It was roughly $5 from my driver. That's why when you go to the Dominican now, and I don't go to Punta Cana. Punta Cana is the resort area. I don't go there. I go to Puerto Plata, which is to the northern part of the island. Anyway, they actually developed the tourist police, because their police and their military were being so corrupt, shaking people down, that and they knew they would lose tourism. They've actually created the tourist police to take care of us travelers. You had to use Google Translate. Yeah. I've been everywhere, man. I always wanted to use that as my theme song. I like Johnny Cash. Anywho, back when I went to Paris, see, it wasn't available like that. Now you can go. I can go to Europe and use my phone, and a plan will cover it. Well, back kind of the years ago when I went there, it wasn't available like that. And on my phone, I couldn't use this, I couldn't do that, I couldn't. So it wasn't as easy. So even like on my maps, I'm downloading things like maps of how to get to places ahead of time, or with the Wi-Fi at the hotel. But now it's a lot easier. When I went to these other places, a lot of them I just turned my phone on, and I got free data. It was slower data, but you still use data. But again, for simple conversation, it was easy. It makes it a lot easier. But yeah, I know, no traveling. I've been blessed and able to travel, and that's why my Warm Strong Adventures. It was supposed to be me traveling all over the world, and I've kind of stuck to just cruising here. I'm gonna try to pick it up a little bit. I don't know where I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna start traveling a little bit more, and go to especially Europe and Germany. Darien, I'm probably going to wind up going someplace whenever Darien is over in Germany, and just because by him being able to be a tour guide, it makes it so much easier. Cruising is simple. I love cruising because you get to see different places, but you only have to unpack one time. I'm a little tired of the Caribbean, which is I think why I like the West Coast. I like going cruising out of Long Beach, because I just don't do it much. I don't cruise over that way that much. So going to Cabo, St. Lucas, and Ensenada and places like that, because I haven't done it much, there's a lot of places I still haven't seen and want to do. When you start talking, Grand Turk and Bahamas and, all these places, I mean, it's like, what is there for you to see? You can only go see so many rum cake factories. You can only go see so many cigar places and cigar factories, and you only go see so many. You only kiss so many dolphins. You can only, Mr. Sancho's. Well, I do places like that. I enjoy going, and that's kind of what I do. But again, there's more to life than that, and that's why I like going to these other places, and go to Ensenada and hit some of the local little eateries and get some tacos, some authentic, like tacos and things like that. So lots of fun. I think I've rambled enough. Wow, I've been on an hour and a half. I didn't plan on being on this long. I am going to, people, thank you for coming over. I appreciate you stopping in and saying hi. I don't know when I'll be back on Thursdays at 4. It's supposed to be Banter with Bill. I'm not going to have a video Monday. I don't know if I'm going to do Banter with Bill Thursday. If I do, I will put up a notice. I may do a pop-up here, pop-up there. Not sure. I'll get back into it. I'm trying to start visiting some more channels. Hold on. What about? Oops. Hold on. What about like those once in a lifetime transatlantics? That's what I want to. I want to do more things like that. That was unique. It's not so much the cruising, but it was the ports that I was going to hit. I hit a lot of different ports that I never hit before, and that's what made it so great. So yeah, I would if I'm able to get like a European cruise, even maybe a Trans-Pacific cruise where you hit some cruise ports over there in Spain and things like that. Maybe that might be the next thing from Carnival. And I say Carnival because I get the best prices from Carnival. But I would love to do things like that. I want to hit ports that I haven't hit, and the ABC Islands. I did Aruba, loved Aruba, Bonaire. It rained, so I didn't really do much in Bonaire, and Curacao. Somehow that port got canceled, and I wound up going to the Dominican, and so I still need to do Curacao. I think I am Betty J. Gathers. It's 11:30 at night, Betty J. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. I want to do, and I think Royal Caribbean does it. They go to Haiti, and I've never, even though I've been to Dominican Republic and Haiti, they're on the same island, Hispaniola. Anyway, they're the same island. I've never been to Haiti, and I would love to go to Haiti just to say that I've been. Will G, and yes, the military traveling with the military. I mean, again, that's priceless. It's priceless on two folds. I mean, seeing the world and see how other people live makes you appreciate what you have here more, and your freedoms that you have here. But it also makes you understand that some of the problems that we have here, and the lack of understanding. I mean, we're right now we're a country that's so divided now. I mean, again, and it's like it's one thing not to agree, but I mean just bitterly divided. It's like if I don't like something you do, I gotta hate you. And I mean, to me, that's not the case. If I don't agree with what you believe, we can just agree to disagree. And it's I think the military gives you more of a perspective of that, especially when you go to some of the poorer countries, and you can just learn to appreciate the freedoms that you have here. I can't afford the controversial cruising. Scott is controversial cruising. Anyway, for me to go now, it's like I looked it up today. I believe it was like $3,400 per person. And if I'm going solo, so now I'm looking at almost $7,000 to do that, and I'm not going to pay that much money to do that. But I may fly over there. I may fly over there just to see, because again. The problem with flying over there is, you don't know where to stay. You have to, talk to people, trying to find out where to stay. You need a tour guide, and all the other good things. A cruise ship, you could get a taste of Japan, and without actually, and find out where you want to go and things like that. And that's why I love cruising. You get a taste of these different places. And no, Betty, this was just a pop-up. I was on prime time, and prime time got cut short, so I decided to come live. I didn't mean to be on this long, Betty, but the Destination Fun. Will G, we need a lightning to stop so Will G can get to Colombia. I'm assuming they're not going on a cruise in Colombia, so that's a good thing. That's the problem with traveling in the summertime, hot weather. Thunderstorms can pop up at any time, and planes don't fly during lightning. Or I'm sorry, If they're flying, they fly during lightning, but they don't take off during lightning, so you get delayed a lot. Winter snowstorms, you can usually see them coming, so they can make plans. Bad storms coming 2 days from now. Leave early, make plans. Thunderstorms, you never know when they're going to happen. So Betty, what are you doing up this late, Betty? Like old times. It actually, Betty, being up here by myself is I got to get used to it again, because when I went on a couple of panels and you had another voice talking, and it felt like you were having a conversation, and now it's just I just hear myself rambling. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you told me about that, and that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, no, Betty probably doesn't want to come up. She's not probably not dressed and things like that. It's getting late. Betty's a morning person. Fingers crossed, Will G. I hope you guys do get out of there. I think I'm one of the few people that I don't mind being in the airport. I know I said I was getting out of here, and I can't pronounce it like they pronounce it. Cartagena. I can't. I know I'm saying that wrong. Cartagena. That would be nice. Betty, I've been on here for an hour and 42 minutes, just running my mouth. Cartagena. I know I've seen some videos. It just seems. I just love travel. And I like the warm countries. Oh, I didn't know you were doing a live tomorrow. What? Yeah, let me know. Let me know, Betty. I have a video that's scheduled to drop at 1 a.m. I noticed that. I wonder why it does that, Pam. I don't know. Thank you for going live. I appreciate you, Bill. Oh, I appreciate you, Rooted in Essential Oils. I appreciate it. Happy Father's Day. Again, happy Father's Day for everybody out there that's father, grandfather, and all that. Happy Father's Day to you guys, too. I appreciate it. Cartagena. I'm gonna work on my Spanish. I got Babbel on my phone right now, and I'm gonna work on my Spanish. So yeah. Well, good people. Hour and 45 minutes is a lot longer than I plan on being on here. You press save. I don't know. I know if it's too close to the time, but again, that you had hours, so I don't know why it would be. I do. I got. Hold on. I got Babbel. It's not the paid version, but if I figured if I start doing it for a little bit, if I get good at Babbel and where I can hold like a little conversation. You know, I go to Paris. The only thing I know how to say is Je m'appelle Guillaume. My name is William. Nine to 12. It's Sunday, right? Yeah, Sunday. And we. I'm gonna try my goal for tomorrow. I think tomorrow night there's a football game I'm gonna try to go to. So we will see. We will see. Well, everybody, I seriously, I'm getting off this time. I appreciate you stopping by. Betty says, yes, Sunday. We're having a tea party next Sunday. And you're trying to fill out the time. Okay. Will G, you and the wife take care. Again, safe travels. How long is the flight there, Will G? Is that about a 6-hour flight? No. Is it longer than that? It's about 7 hours? No, maybe 6 hours. I don't know. Keisha, good night. And I will talk to you. Maybe I'll try to get up for Betty's live tomorrow. We will see. But this won't be the last one. And again, if I do a pop-up live, of course I am going to come on late. Because I do miss these late night chats. So good night, everybody. And I am going to end this broadcast, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.